Okay, time now is 1:53 p.m. on February 6th. So, yeah, uh, what the fuck? What the fuck? I slept from 4:30 to about 1:30 maybe. Um, and yeah, that was a really, really weird thing that I just did because okay, fuck, I just forgot my dream. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Forget about that. Yeah. So today I'm supposed to go to class. I'm supposed to go to class from uh 11 to 12, and I was supposed to wake up at 9:30. 4:30 to 9:30 is about 5 hours, which is not great. Um, the good thing is now I know I've beaten the 5 a.m. curse. Like, I'm not gonna sleep later than 5 a.m. now. I can comfortably say that. But um, at 6:20 a.m., I suddenly woke up with an extremely sharp pain in my stomach, and it was so bad. Usually when I get stomach aches, it's like gradual. This was just like a sudden attack. I immediately woke up and I immediately know I need to hit the bathroom. So I immediately did that, and then afterwards I went back to bed. And as I was in the bathroom, I looked at my alarm clock app on my phone and saw that I have to wake up in 2.5 hours. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. I'm gonna die. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip the class. I think my body's gotten really weak, like the nosebleed last night, and I legit thought I got the gastric flu. So, yeah, I feel like if I have to toss between sleeping because my body genuinely needs it versus going to class, I'm just gonna sleep. And I know this sucks because I'm scared something important is going to be discussed in the class today, but it's okay. I'll catch up next time. I'll ask someone about it. But, yeah, that's that's it. So it's my first absence. I decided to sleep in and skip class, and that's what I did. Um, yeah. So today should be chill. I have nothing planned for today. But I also just realized that today they're gonna start holding 190 auditions where they're like auditioning teachers to teach 190, and I kind of want to see what's up. And that starts at 2 p.m., which is basically 5 minutes later, or 2 minutes later. So I'm not gonna be on time for that, but I still want to go. So I'm gonna have a quick breakfast, and I'm gonna head out to SCA and see what's up. So yeah, I'm still gonna go out today, and then I don't know. Maybe I'll hit the gym tonight, or maybe I'll just chill and spend the whole day sort of editing and watching films and sort of just recuperating. Um, yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. I actually forgot my dream. Oh my god. I had a really vivid dream and then I just completely forgot it. That's that. Okay, time now is 10:48 p.m. Yeah, today is a very nothing burger day, like nothing happened, which is good. I'm tired. I really am. So yeah, I skipped school today and I did go outside. So at 3:20 ish, I took a bus, went to SCA, And out of curiosity, I went to the Raystark Theater and took a peek. And the audition class is over. I took a peek and I saw a couple people in the theater. I assume it's like the professor and like some other like the auditioning professor and some other people just talking, and it's over. It's done. So yeah, these are like they happen really fast, I guess. They just happen like 1.5 hours or maybe less. So I don't really have anything to do. I was carrying my backpack. I have nowhere to go. So I was gonna leave. So instead, I went to SCA third floor because I thought I could just sit down and write and read because that's something I really need to do. And I ran into the screenwriting professor I had for last year, and I'm like, "Hi." I don't think he remembers me. He's just like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Doing good. How about you?" And he's like, "Good, thank you." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I left the building because there's like people sleeping on the couches at SCA third floor. So I just left and I went out and I ran into the Vietnamese professor. And she's like, "Hey, how are you doing? So your friend is in my 201 class. Your friend Toll. You told him that I like Apichatpong. So I told him that I say hi. I told him to tell you that I say hi." And I'm like, haha. And then she asked me how am I doing, and I told her that I'm like thinking of going to grad school and thinking of being a TA, and she told me, "Let's meet. Yeah, just like send me an email, and I'll send the Calendly link, and then yeah, we can meet." And I'm like, "Sure." So yeah, that was very random, but yeah, sure, I guess. I don't even know what to talk about. But I told her I wish like I didn't say goodbye to her in the Asian horror class. So it's really cool that I got to see her. I know this would happen eventually. I know I'll see her eventually. Um, hmm. And then yeah, and then I ran into Jessaya and his trio. They're doing 310 stuff, and one of the members is in his trio is actually this Chinese guy who is actually in my religion class. I said hi to him and I asked him if I missed anything, and he's like, "I didn't show up either." So we'll see. And then finally, yeah, in my conflict class. And then finally, I just decided to go to DMC, and literally, I listened to music, I put my backpack on, and I just strolled back and forth for like a whole hour while writing my script. And holy shit, I've never written so much of the Empire in one sitting or one walking. I wrote the entire climax sequence in one go. That's like what, 4 scenes? But that's 4 huge scenes, and it's incredibly violent and dark and evil. Easily the most violent and evil thing I've ever written in my life. And after it, I genuinely thought, I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I came up with something so violent and is morally depraved and disgusting. And now I'm having second thoughts about turning it into a real short film because it's just like, oh, what have I done? So I walked back home instead of waiting for a bus, and then that's it, and nothing for the rest of the day. Yeah, I feel. Oh yeah, and then I texted Asir yesterday, WhatsApped him about going to Cannes, and yeah, Asir's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to go through USC Cannes classics, but I don't even know if I if I want to. No, he did say that. He's like, I'm not even sure because of OPT. And then he asked me if he can call me, and I'm like, sure. So we had a very brief phone call where he just talked about like, the OPT situation. I'm more worried about getting rejected for the Cannes Cinephile Pass, but there's also a chance that I would get rejected if I go through the USC Cannes Classics thing. So honestly, right now, the best course of action is for me to directly ask Sandrine and ask her if it's a good idea for me to even apply for the USC Cannes Classics. And I think the only person I could really ask is Asir because he's also graduating, but he might just skip that. So yeah, I don't know. Actually, I should ask Matt because he's graduated and he's gone 2 times. So he can't reapply to USC Cannes Classics. Neither can Tiger or Emma because they've done it twice. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see. And then that's pretty much it. I almost fell asleep on my chair, even though I supposedly, theoretically, had good sleep last night. And well, this morning. I'm still extremely tired. My body still needs recuperating. I'm still like damaged, and I still need to do laundry. I want to go to bed earlier than 4 tonight. And that's what, like 5 hours later, and I still haven't had dinner. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, time now is 12:13 afternoon on February 6th. And February 7th. Yeah, I slept from 4:25 to about 12, and now Mary's screaming. She kind of woke me up, but I kind of don't mind because I want to wake up around 12 anyways. Um, yeah, it sounds like she's having an exorcism upstairs, so that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, anyways, yeah, still cannot beat the 4 a.m. curse, man, which sucks, but yeah, I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. I couldn't even finish The Secret Agent last night, so I have a lot to do today. Internship stuff, I want to finish watching The Secret Agent, and either tonight or tomorrow night I'll be going out and hanging out with Ethan Go to see Iron Lung. So, what the hell? Another thing that happened last night is actually at like 11 p.m. I WhatsApped Sandrine and asked about her opinion on whether I should apply to USC Cans Classics or not. And she said I should try to apply to both USC Cans Classics and for the Cinephile accreditation. And she prioritizes people who can go all the way in Cannes Film Festival. But yeah, but because I can only go in the second week, it's like not great. But she told me to try both anyway, so I'm gonna try both, and which is fucking crazy because we are 3 days away from the deadline for the USC Cans Classics application. But you know what? I'm a fucking film fanatic. I can bang out mega essays within minutes. Okay, I can do this. So yeah, I last night I picked the two films I want to write about, Mirror and Sans Soleil, and I'm gonna bang out on them. I originally wanted to do Shoplifters and Alcazar Baltazar, but I haven't seen Alcazar Baltazar. And then I thought about Shoplifters and Celine and Julie and Fond Bateau, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't get that film. Like Celine and Julie. I had a dream, and it's incredibly depressing. It started off really nice because the dream started off with me and my mom and brother and my grandma visiting New York, and it was a lot of fun. We had food, and then my grandma just collapsed on the ground, and a while later she stood up. She's fine. We were on the streets. We were like in some alleyway or some wide alleyway, like between apartments. Reminds me of that New York street I went to in that like CBS studio backlot. Basically that place. Um, and then my grandma collapsed again. And there was another adult. I don't know who that is. But this adult was with us. This adult man with glasses. And he's like trying to wake her up. And I immediately called the police. And the first thing the police asked was, where? And I immediately looked at the Google map. And I was a little clumsy. I had to like zoom in to see which exact street we're on. What's the name of the avenue? And then I told the police what happened very sincerely. and they're just like, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it happens. It happens, and you'll have to learn to move on. And I just started crying. So yeah, maybe I should shoot my grandma a text, give her a call today or something. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. That's all. If we're not going to see Iron Lung, then I'll be hitting the gym and I'll be asking Christian to do it. So, yeah. Week 4 comes to a close, I guess. Relatively quaint week, but, yeah. USC is fine. I don't even know that. That's probably his name. Okay, time now is 3:47 a.m. I'm gonna immediately take a shower and go to bed. Today is okay. Another chill day. Surprisingly not that productive. I don't really know why. When I woke up, no, not when I woke up. I had lunch around 3:30 p.m. and it was half a box of Cobb salad. It was a grilled cheese sandwich, and then it was Trader Joe's clam chowder. And after eating that lunch, actually, not even before even finishing that lunch, I suddenly had a very bad stomachache. And it wasn't like extreme pain, it was like uncomfortable. It was like it was like squeezing my intestines, you know. It was uncomfortable, but it wasn't that intense. So I went to the bathroom, and holy shit, the pain's still there. Now, that could mean one thing, and that is I got the gastric flu. I got the stomach flu. And so I was like, shit, now out of all the times. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. I took some pills. I took out a bunch of pills that my mom gave me over winter, which is great. I needed that. I took this Hong Kong / Chinese pill, this tablet, and then I took a couple Advils, and it's still hurting. I'm like, oh my god, it's never gonna go away. That's it, I'm gonna die. I sat on my chair and I tried to fall asleep, because I remember the last time I remember, like as far as I can recall, the last time I had a random stomachache or just stomach cramp was back in, I think, 2024 July, when or like June, when I had to look for a new place to live at, and I was so stressed out. I had intense stomachache and I had to call the paramedics. That time I got better only because I fell asleep on a rubber mat, you know, on that rubber mat. And so I was trying to make myself fall asleep because I thought that falling asleep would improve it. And it kind of did, but I still felt the pain. So I was deciding between going to see Iron Lung with Ethan Go or not. Because Ethan Go, I talked with him today, and he's like, let's watch the 9:25 a.m. showing of Iron Lung, which is hella late. But maybe it was a good idea, because at 5 p.m., you know, the earlier screening of Iron Lung was at 6:25, and by 5 p.m. I was still watching The Secret Agent. So I agreed to it, and Ethan Go was like, hey, meet me at 8:30 p.m. at my place. And I'm like, sure. So at around 7, I was still thinking to myself, should I go? The original idea was actually, it was kind of complicated because I'm running out of food again. I was thinking of going to Ralph's, and then, I was thinking of going to Ralph's and then immediately thrifting back and then making a quick dinner and then, making a quick dinner and then heading out again. But because I had stomach flu, I don't know if it's even a good idea to eat dinner or not. I don't even know. I feel like if I eat food, I'm just gonna get stomachache. But then I also don't want to starve, so I kind of don't know what to do. And anyways, I just ate a chocolate chip cookie and then I left. I decided to starve. So while I took a free lift to Ethan Go's place. Turns out it's Jiayang House. It's the place we shot Rush. Yes. This is the place where John Kim lived. Alex Lee lived there. Darren Wong, the Singaporean guy, lived there. Anyways, it's the cool Asian film bro house. And I arrived and Ethan Go was there. And at that point it was like, maybe I shouldn't be here. I don't know. But it was nice. We had a good chat. We talked about movies, and he wanted to take the metro. The metro didn't show up, so instead I just took him to take the bus. And and then it did happen. We took the bus. I forgot to bring my USC tap card. What the hell is going on? Yeah, I forgot to bring my USC tap card, but we still managed to go to Regal, LA Live, and then we bought the tickets to Iron Lung. It's $20. I thought Regal would be cheaper, but no, it's $20 freaking dollars. And yeah. So anyways, we watched it. It was okay. It was 2 hours long too. Why is it so long? I don't know. And then after the film, it was like midnight, and yeah. A little bit before the film started, I also texted Maisie, and I just gave her a heads up about the fact that she's gonna appear in my short film Septum, which Click to View is about to post. And Maisie was like, "What about it? Are you gonna shit on me? Are you gonna like give me shit?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna give you a heads up, you know." And she's like, "Oh, okay. I don't really care, but okay." So I'm happy that Maisie doesn't really care. But yeah, I still have other people to tell. Maisie's like the easiest person to talk to out of like the bunch of people I want to tell who is in my short film. Which is kind of hilarious, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. After the film, me and Ethan we took the metro back. And then I walked him back to his place, and then I took a free lift to my spot. And also at Iron Lung, when the film started, I still felt stomachache, but it was not that bad. It was uncomfortable, and then I fell asleep in the middle of the film because I'm just so tired for some reason. And then after I woke up, I didn't feel anything. So when I made dinner, I was like, great. So I made myself rice, pork chop, lettuce, dumplings. It was a pretty hefty meal. And then after the meal, it was like 3 a.m. already, and I quickly edited my college update video, and now I gotta go to bed. So yeah, so hopefully this is whatever. It's taking forever. Also, apparently, Justin T and Jacob went to see Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. And even though I wasn't interested, a couple days ago, Jacob told me he got the ticket to A Complete Unknown with Timothée Chalamet Q&A. But I wasn't interested in seeing that at all. I don't care if Timothée Chalamet's gonna show up. That movie's shit. But I didn't know that he also got tickets to fucking Marty Supreme. So yeah, well, wish I could have gone to that one, but it's okay. It's whatever. That's pretty much it for today. Nothing else happened. probably gonna hit the gym tomorrow. Christian texted me out of nowhere asking me how's my body, like if I still feel sore, and I'm like, I actually feel fine, but with the stomach flu, I don't know if I'm gonna feel okay tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm just glad I'm not on a film set or anything. Oh, but yeah, the can application. Man, I have 2 days left to do it. I don't know how am I gonna do it, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna bang out a couple mega reviews. Yeah, that's it. Okay, don't mind the singing. Every morning, don't mind the singing. Time now is 12:22. Yeah, 12:22 afternoon on February 8th. I slept from 4:50 to I think around 10 something. I was already awake because of Mary singing, but I was half awake, half asleep until 11 something. And then her singing really got to me. So around 11:30. I don't even have the energy to be mad at her anymore. But yeah, I need to wake up around now anyway, so I don't really care. She's just a natural alarm clock, like a chicken. She is like a chicken. Like a cock. A cockle-doodle-doo. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about my dream. I remember 3 moments in my dream. One moment was, I was at school or maybe someone's place. I went to the bathroom and then I saw Ife, but they're not going to the bathroom. They're like setting stuff up or collecting props or like whatever. And I'm just like, wow, good luck on your 480, you know, good luck on clowns, your 480. And then I saw a couple classmates, I forgot who. And then the second moment was I was at a dinner table with my mom or like some table, and I was packing because I want to leave because I'm about to go to Cannes or something like that. And yeah, just packing and then realizing that I'm running out of time or like trying to figure out. And then I realized I haven't packed my luggage. I just packed my backpack and a whole ass luggage. I haven't put anything in there yet. And it was kind of panicky, kind of hectic. And then the third moment is I met these old men called Silk or Silk Songs or Silkers. That's all I remember. And they know everything, apparently. Or like they have some information. Yeah, that's it. So today, in theory, supposed to be chill. I don't know if I'm gonna get a stomachache like now, the moment I leave my bed. If that happens, then so be it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to head to the gym tonight, and then that's pretty much it. But today I actually do have a lot to do. I have the CAN application to write. I have so much shit. I really need to finish my short film script. I think I can finish it today, actually. I don't have a lot of scenes left. And, yeah, and then I have, like, stuff to edit, stuff to deal with, etc., etc. And, yeah, hopefully things turn out well. Hopefully things turn out fine. And that's pretty much it for today. That's pretty much it. A quaint finish to the 4th week out of the 16 weeks. But I'm really looking forward to the Lunar New Year potluck thing that Kate is holding. Yeah, not a lot of people have said yes, I'm going, but we'll see. We'll see.
Beijing and its increasing control over the region, often attending anti-Beijing protests as well. He was arrested along with several of his senior colleagues in 2020, and he has been in prison since. His daughter, Claire Lai, told NPR shortly before his verdict that her father's health has worsened dramatically.
Like in less than a year, he's lost over 10 kilos. He has heart issues, he has skin problems, he has infections, back issues.
Okay, time now is 1:24 a.m. in the morning. Today has been rather chill. Again, I think that's a good thing. I think once in a while you just gotta not do much. And yeah, today I did my CAN application, which I'm almost done with the first writing, the first review, and the deadline's tomorrow, so I really need to lock in, and I hate that word. I really need to focus and really deliver the best as fast as possible. I also have internship shit that I need to deal with. I also want to watch Wicked for good tonight, but I probably don't have the time. Yeah, just really tired because I went to the gym. Christian didn't go with me. I texted Christian, yo, and Christian didn't respond, so I just went to the gym on my own. Just very fast, maybe an hour, maybe even less. Yeah, actually like 8:20 to like 8:25 to like 9:20-ish. I went to the gym and yeah, I did the usuals. I did the lateral raises. I did some of that cable bicep thing. I did this and I ran. And yeah, I still feel really fat, and I still feel really skinny and fat at the same time. I feel really deformed, and I should go to the gym twice a week, and I think it's a good idea for me to go every Wednesday and Sundays. I think that's a good practice. Yeah, so there's that. On my way walking to the gym, before I crossed the road, I saw Keisha coming out of nowhere on a scooter. So I thought I wouldn't run into anyone today, but turns out I did run into Keisha, which is very interesting. And Keisha told me that she just came off a set, and she just came off 480. And I'm like, which 480? John Kim's? And Keisha's like, oh, of course not. And then I immediately remembered that Keisha and John Kim was like, they broke up and they had this huge fight. I forgot again. It's so crazy. And I was like, oh, right, duh. And then she said she's on Clowns. So that's the set that Ife is on. So that's that. Anyways, I'm not on set. And then I told Keisha I'm going to the gym. And Keisha's like, now? And I'm like, yeah. So I went to the gym. And then while being at the gym, I talked to multiple people on my phone. I DM'd Finn Liu for the first time, and I'm like a little scared. I know she's like a small, nice girl, probably 3 years younger than me, but I'm just scared of talking to strangers, man. I just DM her, I'm like, hey, just a heads up, like, you're in my short film and they're gonna post it. And she's like, you're all good, like, all good, lol. And she responded to my DMs with a frog emoji, which is so cool. It's so cool that these, like, I don't want to call these people weird girls. These interesting creative types, they have their own emojis. Like Jayun does like the red rose, which is kind of basic, I guess. And then Maisie does the black hat and the vampire emoji. And then she has a frog emoji. So it's just so funny. Anyways, and I was like, yay, and then she didn't respond. And then yeah, and then I also DM'd Cheyenne earlier today. I think just sent her the short film, the clip. And Cheyenne was like, LOL, all caps, the Netspend incident. So that's that. Cheyenne's also really scary. And then I texted Tristan. And I told him that the short film's going to be posted. And Tristan was like, oh, that's all good. That's great. Just send me the film. Hope you're doing well. And then I also texted Sunny about possibly involving her in my short film. And she's like, oh, sure. Just let me know. Send me the script. So everyone's like really nice and open to me. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm breaking the law with the script. Yeah, anyways. After gym, I went to Ralph's. And Christian responded to my text saying that he's on set today and he also feels kind of sick because he's on Tiger's film set. He's on Tiger's 546. So I went to Ralph's, bought a shitload of food, and I ran into Lily Yong, the Vietnamese American girl. Lily Yong. I ran into her, and she got this one thing. I don't even know what she's buying, but she's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, hey. And she's like, yeah, I gotta go now. See you. And I'm like, see you. Okay, so that happened. And then that's it. And then I came back home, had a really nice big dinner. I'm talking steak, sweet potatoes, salad kit with a side of spinach. Just really fulfilled. I need more of that protein. It's so crazy. Yesterday I thought I was gonna die because I had stomachache, and then today I feel fine again. So maybe I'm fine. But anyways, and then Jacob wanted to like call me, and then he never did. He said he fell asleep. So okay, whatever. And that's pretty much it for today. I don't really have anything else to say or talk about. Once again, I'm running out of time. I just have like so much to do. But yeah, let's take it one step at a time. Yeah. Week 4 is over. Holy shit, right. Let's talk about week 4. Week 4 is over, 12 weeks left. I don't know, week 4 is kind of quaint. I do think the Click to View party is definitely the most interesting thing that has happened, and also probably that day is the most interesting day, the most elaborate day. Yeah, I don't know, but week 4, so we're basically 20% done with the semester. No, 25, because it's 4 weeks and then I have 12 weeks left, so we're 25% done with the semester. Just absolutely crazy. I hope more interesting things are to come. But yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't want to think about romance. I know Valentine's Day is coming up in like a few days, I believe, and it's another Valentine's Day spent alone. And yeah, I don't know. I genuinely feel like I'm not gonna get into a relationship in college at all. Like at least this year. Because I feel like I'm at the end of my undergrad life and I'm not interested in anyone. Like after Jiayun, there's no one else. And again, even Jiayun is like, I mean, she's very talented. She's pretty. But I would say she's like low-hanging fruit. I hate to call her that, but I feel like I have to dumb myself down to like her. Like nothing compares to Mary, which, even though Mary's not like super, like as talented, but I think when I knew Mary, she was basically a goddess. When I knew Mary, she was this ethereal being. She's so mysterious. She's so like complicated. It's like I don't think anyone I'm gonna know in the future will ever even compare to Mary. Like Mary's always like a special being. And then there's Leslie. Oh, this is so fucking weird. I saw Sunny's Instagram and I saw Leslie in it. What the fuck? Sunny's working on a virtual production thesis. She's doing like some 3D modeling and of course Leslie's there. Like what the fuck are you doing in USC, bro? My sister in Christ. And even with Leslie, I was even more obsessed with Leslie. Even though she's not like an ethereal being like Mary. But I don't know, Leslie just has so much personality. Leslie's just so grunge. And then Jiayun is even less. And I feel like it's only going to get worse from there. And I just don't like anyone. I just don't like anyone. I'm just so hateful. Yeah. I'm just like so unloving. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying my best to be myself, and I realized the good thing with being in the last semester is that I truly don't care anymore, so I'm not even trying to. I remember the second semester of USC when I started the semester I was in the art directing class. I'm still like wearing nice clothes, wearing a nice jacket, and pretending to be cool and charismatic. And then even in the 310 screening back in December 2024, I'm still trying to be like, cool. But now I just don't care anymore, and I think that's a good thing. It's just I'd rather be rejected, but be genuine, than to be rejected for trying to be cool. And same with 480 rejections. It's like I'd rather be rejected for something I like writing than for something I didn't like writing, because at least I'm still me. At least I'm still retaining myself. And if I get rejected for that, it's to no fault. Like, I'm not gonna pretend to be someone just so that I could get on with someone. You know? Because that's just like putting in extra effort just to make a fool of you out of yourself. I rather do no effort and make a fool out of myself. If you get the idea. So I'm just in that headspace right now, and I think that's a good headspace to have. I just think that's, if no one likes me in this world, then so be it. There's nothing I can do because I'm being my genuine self. And if no one likes who I genuinely am, then there's nothing I can do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, it's 1:12 p.m. on February 9th. I don't fucking know anymore. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I slept from 5 a.m. to 11:40-ish. Yeah, unfortunately I slept really late last night, and the moment I was gonna go to bed, Mary, my roommate, decides to have a very loud phone call, because what other time than 5 a.m. would you make a loud ass phone call? But yeah, around 11 I just woke up naturally, and I had a dream. I dreamt that I was working on like a couple APCA film sets, and it happened at the same time. Like, we were supposed to film an ad, and the two ads were being filmed at the same time. And I went to one set where I saw Jiayun and Hugh Vo, and I wanted to help out as like production designer. But for some reason I was really clumsy. I don't know what was happening. And they were like mad at me, and Hugh was like, just get out of here. Or he said something really mean to me, and that was really bitter. And then so I went to the other film set with Andrew Wu, and I think it was Ethan Kwan there, and then they treated me much better there. There's this Coca-Cola can or some soda can where they're trying to cover the whole thing, and I use a box cutter to slice the radius of the Coca-Cola can, like the circle on top, and then I try to fold the paper so that it wraps onto it, if you know what I mean. And then I think I also ended up in a big theater. I think it was like North Theater, but it felt really dark. And I saw a tiger, and then I met a Chinese girl, or a Chinese woman, and she's really nice to me. She speaks a little bit of Mandarin to me, and I befriended her, and that felt really nice. And then that's it. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Yeah. Good dream, though. Good dream. I like it when I have long dreams. And yeah, I tried to go back to bed after 11:40. I immediately, because like I was scared of forgetting the dream, so I immediately left my bed, went to my phone, and typed my dream out, just some keywords. And then I went back to bed, and I thought I would fall back asleep. I didn't. But instead, I just laid on my bed for like one more hour. So here I am. Yeah, and then that's it. And then yeah, I'm wide awake now. Even though I slept for less than 7 hours, I feel great. I feel energetic. My chest is really sore, which is great. But I don't even remember doing that much chest exercises yesterday. I don't know why the chest is so sore. My biceps doesn't feel sore at all. Oh my god, but my chest is so sore right now. Aside from that, nothing else. Today, I have work. I have a shift at SCA. But that's nice. And then I need to finish the can application today. It's the deadline. I also need to just edit stuff, watch stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yes. What is that? How did you find it?
I went to a specific school for that. You know. No, maybe Jean-François. I mean, maybe you're the one to. You just make those roads vibrate with the ball or by hitting it, and then it just resonate inside of the tank, and then.
Okay, time now is 2:11 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm gotta go to bed. Tomorrow I have class again. Week 5, mother frickers, week 5. Yeah, today's okay. I didn't really do much, I think. Yeah, I spent a good amount of time doing my CAN application, but for some reason, maybe it's because I got into CAN already last year, but also because I'm not that desperate to get into CAN this year. I'm not that desperate. So it was kind of haphazard, but even so, somehow the 2 reviews I wrote for the CAN application, Mirror and Sans Soleil, they're both fucking amazing. Like, I don't know why, I guess I'm just better and better at writing, but like for some reason, even though I'm not even trying, I managed to write over 1,400 words for my Sans Soleil review within a couple hours. Like, I don't know how I pulled it off, but I pulled it off with no pressure. Like, I'm not even like trying hard, but I managed to write so much. So it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, I did go to work today, and I was a little bit late. I walked to Norris Theater, and on the way I stopped at Yoboseo because I wanted boba. I don't know why. I think lunch I had like Taiwanese scallion pancakes and the beef, and it was kind of like basic, so I wanted to drink something to go along with it. And I got boba, and it was okay. It was $7 which is ridiculous. And it was just okay. It's better than its boba time, but it's worse than pot of cha. There's barely any tea in there, and it's kind of sweet. It's kind of watered down. It's kind of gentrified, honestly. But yeah, I arrived at the Norris Theater like 6 minutes late, and my employer emailed me asking me for my ETA. And I said, "Oh, hi, I'm sorry. I will arrive there in 3 minutes. I just arrived on campus." And then he responded by saying, "Couldn't pick a worse day to be late. ... And I'm like, damn. So I got the email after I arrived at Norris Theater, but when I arrived at Norris Theater, I saw Summer and Jihad, and they're both sitting there, and I'm like, "Sorry, I'm late. Was my employer looking for me?" And they were like, "I mean, yes, but all 3 of us were late. Like, all of us were late, and he just seems really stressed out." So yeah, but I think it's fine. Like, he was like, "Oh," at the end, my employer showed up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was like kind of tense earlier, but please don't be late," you know. But yeah, he showed up, and the first thing was like, you know, this is a very good example of why sometimes showing up late is a very, very bad idea. But yeah, it wasn't really that bad. Like, there was a huge line. I thought it's just some random movie that no one's gonna go to. It's called Right in the Eye. Turns out a French troupe of musicians is touring around LA, and they have arrived at USC. And what they do is that they play live music over a bunch of Georges Méliès short films. And by live music, I mean they have a drum kit, they have a keyboard, and they have like a guy who's responsible for like the projections, and it's a whole troupe. And there are way more people lining up to see the film than we had expected. 200 and something people came, and it was very popular. I had no idea, but it wasn't that bad. There's also a whole table full of merch. But yeah, I had no idea. But anyways, it wasn't really that stressful. We started letting people in at 6:45, and at 7, the employer told us to just let people in. Like, don't even bother checking their IDs or whatever, or checking for their reservations or names. But my neurodivergent maybe ass still counted. I still tried to count every single person who's walking into the theater after 7 p.m. and it counted 87 people. I'm so crazy with numbers. But anyways, the screening started. I saw Brennan, by the way, which is pretty cool. I also saw a couple professors I know. Yeah, I spent most of the screening just like working on my Cannes application. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And in the meantime, I also chatted with Summer, and it was nice. I like that I like how low stakes this is for me. And even if I reapply in 2028, it's like I don't care. I've been to Cannes. I have the advantage. So yeah, anyways, I think the real difficult application is when I directly apply to Cannes for the Cinephile Pass, which, by the way, closes on March 1st, I believe. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I did go into the theater and took a peek at one of the Méliès short films. It was 4 minutes long. And then at the end, I got to see another film because the troupe was like, oh, just when you think we're over, we're going to have an encore. And then they performed another song over film, and it's 1 minute long. But yeah, anyways, that's that. It's cool. It's whatevs. And then yeah, I got back home and then had dinner. Before having dinner, I finished up my cover letter, and instead of like the last time I wrote a cover letter to the Cannes team, the Cannes selection committee, which I think is I'm pretty sure that's just Tiger and someone else, and Sandrine. But I wrote a cover letter, and instead of like begging them to be like, I want to go back to Cannes, it was mostly just me thinking about the lovely memories I had at Cannes. And genuinely, I have no better argument. I have no better rhetoric to convince them to bring me back to Cannes other than the sweet memories I had at Cannes a year ago, because that's the strongest thing. Not even the films, not even the networking, but it's the memories. It's the beaches, it's the mountain, it's the trees, it's the food, it's the summery vibes. That's somehow my strongest takeaway from Cannes. Like when I think back about Cannes Film Festival, like it's just one surreal fever dream of like beaches and pubs, like Irish pub and boulangerie, and like before I had dinner, I was thinking to myself like, holy shit, like I know so many French phrases now. I know how to pronounce un certain regard, un certain regard. I know the geography. I know the town. I went to the same cafe 3 times. The other cafe I went twice. I went to McDonald's 3 times. I went to Manola's Irish Pub 4 or 5 times. I went to Cineum like 5 times. I know the place. Like even when I travel, right? What's the most like repeated travels I've ever been? Like I don't know. When I went to Kyoto for like 5 days, I went to the same city center like 3 times. That's true. I think that's pretty ridiculous. I don't know though. I don't know. I genuinely don't know when is the last time I ever traveled somewhere where I don't even need a map. I guess Seattle, but Seattle doesn't even feel like traveling. It's kind of like a visit. Like, I don't even need a map to figure out, like, Kirkland, because I've kind of been there like 4 times already. But if that doesn't count, can genuinely, at some point I don't even need a map. When I went back to the Airbnb from Nice, my phone died on the train, and I'm not worried. I know how to get back. I hear the PSA, and I get off at Cannes Station. The moment I got off, I know how to get back home. I know how to get back to the villa, the Airbnb. It's so, and then I don't have food, I don't have water, so I just go out and go to Monopi and got a water bottle. I even bought a bottle of like shampoo, and I used it once and then threw it away. Like, it's so funny how familiar I am with the town now. I don't even need a map. I can navigate my way to Rue de Serbe and then take a bus to the Cineum. Like, I just get it. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Letterboxd and I'm seeing Anya and Rachel Barris and Shalin and even Seta. They're posting mega reviews, and I know what's up. I know they're all applying. And yeah, and then throughout the day today, Toll and Jacob were both texting me, asking me for advice for their cover letters and their reviews, and genuinely, they're not that good at writing them. Especially Jacob. Jacob's reviews are really short, and they're made of very short paragraphs. Some of the paragraphs have like 2 to 3 sentences. Like, you cannot, why? You know? It's not a good look. Toll is a bit better at writing, but again, it's still very analytical and, you know, maybe just praising the film without any deeper analysis. I don't know, but I think I did a pretty good job at the application. And at the cover letter, at the end of the cover letter, I basically wrote, like, even if I don't get accepted, I would be happy to help, because the truth is, I don't even plan to get accepted into this Cannes program. I want to get the Cinephile pass, and then I just go on the last 5 days, and that's all I need to do. Literally 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, that's 6 days. Well, 5 days plus 1 night. But, which is travesty. I want to go more. But, you know, yeah, I want to be there. I want to, like, when they hold weekly meetings, I just want to be there and, like, help out. And you know, Sandrine seems like someone who would allow that. Like, this whole Cannes thing is still in its infancy, I think. And I can just show up. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think I truly felt like I should apply when everyone from Julian to Cheyenne to Anya and Rachel and Shalin, the whole gang is doing it. And then, yeah. But yeah, I hope they all get in, or at least is able to go at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Gotta go to bed. Couple more things. One is today my internship employer told us your work now officially begins, which makes me feel less bad about the fact that I did nothing about my internship last week. Second of all, I ran into John Kim right after work, crossing the road, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Enoch," and I'm like, "Hey." He's the director of a 480 now. He's in the pits. Okay. Time now is 9:42 a.m. in the morning on February 10th. I slept from 5:10 a.m. to, yeah, I naturally woke up at 8:40, but I woke up again at 9:30, so yeah. and I couldn't immediately fall asleep. See, that was fucked. I slept later than 5. I can't do it, man. Fuck. Also, my whole room smells like instant ramen right now. I didn't have much of a dream. I kind of remembered my dream, and then I kind of don't. I think it has something to do with, I forgot. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I forgot. So, today I have 2 classes, religion classes, comp lit, and then that's it. I'm debating myself whether I should go out tonight to check out the badminton thing, because I'm just so fucking tired. But yeah, okay, tonight, 4 a.m. You know what, fuck it, tonight, 3:45. I'm gonna take melatonin if I have to. Yeah, 3:45. That's tonight. Yeah. I gotta go to bed at 3:40. I gotta break the 4 a.m. curse, man. I gotta break the 4 a.m. curse. It's the 5th week of the semester. Okay. Yeah. Whoa! Semifinals. Semifinals. Wait, is this final or is this just... I don't know. Okay, that's good. Yes. Look at all this. Oh my god. Okay, time now is 10:25 p.m. I haven't made dinner. I'm gonna make it like right now because I'm hungry as fuck. Yeah, I don't know. It's another nothing burger day. I feel extremely tired. This morning felt like shit. So I'm gonna try my very best to go to bed as early as I can later. But I believe, please God. But yeah, I went to class today. Went to religion 334, and then I went over to comp lit class. And again, during the comp lit class, I'm always struggling to stay awake. My religion class, I don't fall asleep, but my comp lit class, I always fall asleep, and I'm like blinking really fast, and like I'm like zoning out constantly. I don't know why. Yeah, there's this girl who it's the second week where she sat, like, cause like the classroom was full of these square tables, and people would sit like at a like 4 people would sit around one square table theoretically, and in my square there's this girl who would sit like adjacent to me, and it's the second time, and this shit happens all the time. Like whenever I'm like blank, like after Leslie I was blank, and then I go to USC and I start noticing other people. But yeah, there's this girl, and she's like looking at everything else on her laptop, but then she would also take notes. And sometimes I would look at her notes and then write my notes based on what I see on her notes. And she's Chinese. And then at some point near the end of the class, she went to the health center website. And then I thought she's just going to choose, like, she just has some, like sprained ankle or some shit. But she went to a mental health counseling. And then she just left. So that was something I noticed. And then after class I left. I was so tired, so hungry, and I was ready to go home. And today's also really cold, which is good. I like cold weather, but it also makes everything feel sad. But it feels like I'm in my element. When things are cold, I'm in my element. Anyways, I saw Audrey just sort of walking towards the DMC from the Levy Library direction, which is really weird because she's gonna go home. But I just saw her walking to my direction, and I'm like, hey. And this is like the third time I ran into Audrey in the wild, which is really cool. And she's like, oh, hey, it's so cold. And I'm like, yeah, like, where's your jacket? And she's like, yeah, I thought it wouldn't be this cold. She's wearing like short sleeved. And I thought she was heading to another class. She's like, no, I'm going home. So we walked a little bit. We walked towards SCA, and then we just chatted, and it was so nice. I don't know why. Like, whenever I'm not pressured to say anything, like, I'm so good at having conversations with people sometimes. And she talked about the class she just had, which is like this. It's an EALC kind of GE class about like Asian film. And she's like, wow, everyone's taking this for GE, so no one actually watched the films. But there are some interesting films like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Handmaiden, Puppet Master, and she's one of the few people who actually did watch the films. And then she started ranting to me about how there's like a TA who's like potentially racist, and just talking to me. And I'm just enjoying this ranting, and I told her I have a Blu-ray of The Handmaiden. She's like, oh. And then that's it. And then we parted ways. Again, that's really nice. There's like nothing to our conversation. It's not building up to anything. It's not detracting anything. And I think that's nice. I like conversations like this, like small talk that's just really friendly. Like small talk that feels safe and not performative small talk. I really like that. I like it when I have small talk with like people like Natalie or Cedric. I think it's really nice. I think at this stage, small talk is better than deep talk, because deep talk always entails some kind of intense emotional drama. But small talk is nice, especially when you actually mean it, unlike when you run into a stranger in a party and everything's kind of just a performance. And speaking of Natalie, yesterday Natalie made an Instagram, and by Natalie I mean Natalie from the school. She made an Instagram story, and back in her weird spiel about empathy and the the Oxford Dictionary meaning of empathy, and she's talking about like consuming human flesh, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's kind of like she's trying to write a thesis statement or something. But at this point I'm just like, dude, Natalie, you're 23. You don't have to act like edgy and stuff. Like, if you have emotional issues, just talk to a therapist, talk to someone. You have a boyfriend, like, you're 23. You don't have to do this. And same for me, like, I don't feel edgy anymore. Like, whenever I have emotional issues, it's just an issue. Like, I have to talk to a therapist, I have to talk to people and go out and touch grass and eat something good. It's not like a fun, artsy aesthetic anymore, you know? But anyways, I digress. Right after Audrey left, Mustafa, whom I haven't seen in months, whom I haven't seen since France, showed up out of nowhere, which is rare Pokemon find. And we talked for like a few seconds. I asked him if he's going to Cannes again, and he's like, no. Because he's gonna graduate, and also he wants to do this PDP thing. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, IYA. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were in MAP. And he's like, yeah, but that's for masters. And I'm like, cool. That's it. He asked me if I applied. I said yes. And then I just went back home. I walked back home because I don't want to wait for half an hour for the bus. And then I made lunch. And then for like 2 hours, 3 hours straight, I did nothing. And that's the thing with being tired. I was flip-flopping between going back to bed or staying up. Turns out it's not going to make a difference. If I go back to bed, I'm going to sleep. If I stay up, I'm not doing anything either. And that's bad because I do have things to do. I just don't have the energy. And that's the thing. It's like, a while ago, I used to think that if I sleep less, it means there will be more time for me awake to do shit. The truth is, maybe it's an age thing too. The truth is, when I'm tired, I just don't have the energy to do things, and it's wearing my body down. So, might as well sleep more. So, I'm gonna really try to do that. But yeah, I just spent like 4 hours editing my Cannes vlog, and I am barely done with it. I am far from done with episode 5. I got some cool edits though. But yeah, and also great news, and that is The World Is Not Enough went into is now semi-finalist in the Blow Up Film Festival, which is really cool. I highly doubt it'll get into the finalists, but the fact that it got into semi-finalists is already really cool, and this is the only award that this film is getting, or like the only accolade. Like Cine Asian Films doesn't really count because it's a website and it's easy, and like Cams Fest doesn't count because it's fucking Cams Fest, and I'm a Cams guy. I'm a super Cams. So yeah, that's really cool, and that's pretty much it. Valentine's Day coming up. I'm probably gonna forget that it's Valentine's Day when it happens. I'm probably not even gonna remember, which is great. I don't need to. Yeah. That's that. And I also really have a huge urge to just go out and buy dinner or lunch. Buy a big, thick bowl of noodles, a burger, tacos. I just want good food. I feel like I've been eating jack shit lately, and I just want to shove something down my throat. Oh yeah, tonight there's this badminton practice thing. I'm not going. It's cold. I'm tired. I'm not going. But tomorrow night, if all is well, I would like to hit the gym again. But my chest is still sore. But I'd love to hit the gym again. I'm gonna hit up Christian, which is cool. If I get to see Christian twice a week, to go to the gym, and then have a movie night once in a while. Again, I after gym last time with Christian, I told him, you know, in the past we meet up each other only during class or on a film set, which is like boring. We're rendered machines. We're fucking machines. But this time we're gonna meet up and we're gonna go to the gym or watch movies, because that's the life, and that's nice, you know? I hate sports, but like to meet up someone to just watch movies and hit the gym, that's the life, you know? I'm not complaining. So yeah, that's that. What else? I don't have a lot else to talk about. Somewhere deep in my heart, I believe I can finish the first draft of The Empire today. Somewhere deep inside me, I know I can. So I'm gonna try. That's it. Sayonara. Okay, time now is 9:47 a.m. on February 11th. I'm so cold. I slept from 4:20, or I think 4:25 to 9:35. Yeah, so a bit more than 5 hours. Not great, but it's good that I immediately jumped back from 5 a.m. to 4:25 a.m. That's good. I came really close to going to bed earlier than 4, but I didn't. I finished a film instead. But I even just skipped around. I didn't actually watch the whole film. But yeah. Oh my god, so fucking tired. Tonight, I hope earlier than 4, maybe even 3:30. That would be great. But yeah, I'm waking up early. Usually on Wednesdays, because of Mary Sweeney class starting at 1 p.m. I don't have to wake up until like 11, But I'm waking up early because of a study Zoom meeting from my comp lit class. So thank God it's a Zoom meeting and not in person. But it is a Zoom meeting, and yeah, I want to be there because tomorrow there's like a test. So, you know, haven't finished The Empire. Did not write anything yesterday. I spent so much time not doing anything yesterday. Yeah, that's why. There are cleaners outside of my room right now. So, that's funny. Yeah, I'm just so tired, man. I'm just so tired. Ugh. Okay, time now is 1:36 a.m. God damn, I'm tired. Holy shit. 93 days away from, graduation. I'm gonna start counting down now. I just spent a whole hour doing nothing, which is bad because I actually have a lot to do. Yeah, today is interesting, I guess. I woke up early and I joined a Zoom meeting with the complit professor, and I thought half the class would be there, like 20 something people. But turns out only 11 people showed up, and more people dropped out of the Zoom meeting. I was 10 minutes late, and throughout the entire Zoom, the professor just answered basic questions about Confucianism and stuff like that. I asked one question, which was helpful. I think I asked the right question. And then other people were pretty quiet, and the professor started calling on other people. He's like, "Do you have a question?" And then there's this Chinese girl who was clearly like very embarrassed and nervous, and he's like, can you explain filial piety?" And then the professor's like, "Oh, come on, like you explain it. Like that's literally the most basic thing you have to learn in this class so far is filial piety." So yeah, anyways, I left, and then I had about an hour to chill. So I made a nice cup of hot chocolate and ate a muffin, and then I left. I went to school, and yeah, interestingly, I ran into a bunch of people today, which is so crazy. Again, like the most socializing I do nowadays is by running into people, and I first off, when I arrived at SCA, I saw Harley sitting beside a fountain. I realized that her look changes every semester, and I think this time around she just looks like a very basic, like her most vanilla look. Like the first 2 semesters I've seen her, she's like very fancy and pretty and puts on makeup, and then last semester she just looks like she blew up. Like her hair is a mess, and she wears glasses, and she just looks really recluded. Now she just looks like vanilla, like the most normal person, like businesswoman, straight hair, almost no makeup, but just enough to look, simple. And I know my hair changes every semester, but I think her changes are even more drastic. Anyways, but yeah, I think it's interesting. It's almost like she's coming into her own. Like she starts to not care about appearances. Okay, and then as I was about to enter SCI, so I was gonna go to SCA third floor and chill, but there's people sleeping on the couches, so I'm like, no. So I thought I could just go to, not SCI, the other building, the Restart building, and just stand around and chill. But right before I walked through the doors, I heard someone call my name. Turns out it's Anya and Garrett. They were sitting beside, like, at a table, and I just joined in and we just chatted. I was kind of quiet. I'm tired. And they talked, and it's really nice, and they were just talking about, like, the future, as in, like, finding a job, moving to New York, maybe doing grad school, like, something like that. And then I asked them about CAN submissions, and they said, yeah, they submitted their applications to CAN, to the CAN Classics thing, so that's that. And then, after that, I moved on. About 10 minutes before class, I went into the building, and then I saw Andrew Wu. He just shows up out of nowhere. And we talked a little bit, and then we saw Hugh Vo just sitting on a bench outside of the classroom that I was about to enter. And we all just talked a little bit, just small talk, talking about movies, whatever. And then the TA from the Mary Sweeney class came out and said, oh, let's go in. So I went in. And then I had the class, and it was fine. We did a little interesting, like, writing exercise where we listen to some sounds and close our eyes and we write something out. And it's interesting because different people can write different things, as in some people would write scripts in perfect screenplay format. But me, I didn't write a script. I wrote it out as if I was trying to recall a dream. I made up a dream. So there's that. And then we watched a couple short films, Un Chien Andalou and Meshes of the Afternoon. I've seen the first one, haven't seen the second. The first one was like half an hour long and I fell asleep. I dozed off. But I know I cannot miss the second one. I know I cannot sleep when I watch the second one because I haven't seen the second one. So I tried really hard to stay awake, and I did stay awake for pretty much the entirety of Meshes of the Afternoon, and I'm quite proud of that. And then we broke out into small groups and we just chatted about these movies. And then one by one, Mary Sweeney would come over and talk to us about the films, and it's just really nice just being able to talk about these short films with Mary Sweeney, and and then class is dismissed. I wanted to go home, I'm hungry, but instead I decided to go to SCA third floor to study because I have the Confucianism test tomorrow. And I went to third floor and I ran into Daniel Pan. And he's just sitting there and he's preparing a Google slide because he's about to teach people how to write romance tomorrow night as part of APCA group meeting. This shit is why I don't attend group meetings, like general meetings. It's just gonna be pure cringe. I mean, all the power to him, but I'm glad I'm not going. So instead I just did my quietly studied, and then we chatted a little bit, and then that's it. And he said he's going to work. Turns out he works at the USC transportation place. Did not know that. But I guess I'm glad that everyone's getting jobs nowadays. And then I left, took a bus, came back home, and that's when I had a bit of a dilemma. I was hungry as hell, and the thing is, I'm running out of food again, and I mean I still have quite a bit of food. I have, as far as lunches go, I can eat noodles, I can eat eggs and sausages, I have some scallion pancakes, but like I've been eating these 3 items on rotation the last few days, and I'm just like sick of it. And for some reason I really crave a burger, like a big thick burger. And a small part of me wants to just go outside and just buy a burger and come back. But instead I thought to myself, you know what, it's like 5-6 p.m. now, I want to hit the gym later. Why not I have a big meal? So instead I cooked dinner at 6 p.m. or dinner. I made myself steak, salad kit, and sweet potatoes. Had a big meal, felt good, drank some Coca-Cola, and then I rested a little bit, and then I went out again and headed to the gym. I didn't go to the gym until super late, like 9:30. I left my place, I went into the free lift just to find out I forgot my wallet. So I just told the driver to drop me off anywhere, and then I walked back home, got my wallet, and then took a lift to the gym. By the time I arrived at the gym, it was already like 9:50, 9:45, 9:50, which is insanely late. And even so, it's still full of people. I don't know why. And so I told myself I'll just do something really simple. So I did the chest pushing, and then I did some bench press, just like 2 sets. And then I ran, just a little bit. So I thought of just not going, but I went at the end. And then right after gym, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a burger because I'm really craving burger. So I went to Carl's Jr., I bought a burger. There's no one in the restaurant. And the burger literally, within a minute, they finished preparing that burger. I got the burger, called a free lift, came back home. The free lift driver was like this white guy, and he's talking to this Korean girl sitting next to me, and he's trying to speak Korean. He said he's an English teacher in Korea, blah blah blah. And then he suddenly asked me, wait, where are you from again? I forgot. And I'm like, again? And he's like, yeah, we talked before. And I had no idea. I've sat hundreds of free lifts, but he remembers me somehow. And I just said Hong Kong, and we had a little conversation. It was fine. And then came back home, had the burger, and now I'm just super duper tired. I want to sleep early. I want to go 3:30, but then yes, I have internship shit that I need to do, which is not the highest priority. The highest priority is the readings for tomorrow's essay film class, which is not that bad. They're pretty short, but it's still like it's 1 a.m. And also, the studying for tomorrow's test. So I want to sleep early. Forget about watching films. Forget about watching anime tonight. Just want to, yeah. Oh, and then during gym, I don't know why, I guess there's something about going to the gym and reaching out to people on social media that I would otherwise not want to. So I reached out to Matt. In the beginning of my short film Septum, in the Halloween party sequence, I filmed a bunch of people. And when I filmed them, I asked them if they want to be on camera. And they all said yes, aside from Matt. But Matt kind of doesn't care, and I can never tell if he's being sarcastic or not. But anyways, I told everyone except Matt, because I'm scared of Matt. I even told Cheyenne, who's already a really scary person. I told Finn, whom I've never DM'd before. I told Maisie and Tristan. I just hadn't told Matt, so today I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna tell him, hey, you're in my short film, and it's gonna be posted. So he responded, and I'm like, oh god, fuck, he's just gonna say some crazy shit. He's gonna say some snarky shit that's just gonna destroy my ego. And he kind of does, but not really destroy my ego. He's like, well, it seems like it's too late for me to retract my appearance, but either way, it's chill. So I'm like, haha, okay. And then, so, okay, saved, he said it's chill. And then he asked if I could send him a link, and I'm like, oh sure. So I sent him like a link to a first cut of the film, and then he's like, oh, who else is, like, when did you film this? And I didn't know about this. And I mean, I did tell him in the Halloween party, but the Halloween party is a while ago, obviously. And so he said, let me review this real quick. And I thought by that he meant like watching my film and giving me his opinion. And I'm like, oh god, you're stressing me out. And I literally typed out, you're stressing me out. And then he's like, no, I'm reviewing as in I'm gonna see who else is in the shot, and I'm gonna let them know about it. And I know he's doing it out of kindness, but he's basically being like a police right now. He's like, okay, I'm gonna see every single person who is involved in your film, and I'm gonna tell them all about it. so that I could gather all of their like yes and no's. Hopefully all yeses. And I think it's good. So this is like giving me stress. Like he's such a scary person. I don't know why. It's stressing me out a little bit. But I think it's a good thing that I communicate. Like I'd rather tell Matt and have him go through all this, you know, reviewing my footage and like checking, than just posting it without telling him. I think I've done the right thing. But also it's like, I know it's not very moral, but all of my previous short films have always involved non-actors. And they don't even know they're being filmed, which is bad, but it's like, it's indie filmmaking, and sometimes for the betterment of the film, yeah, you kind of have to. And, you know, the montage in The World Is Not Enough, literally full of strangers. Like I filmed a bunch of high school teens sort of laughing and talking in the rain. I filmed a kid walking out of a sports center. Even the cameraman in Love and Death filmed a dad looking at his phone, letting his child run away, or like some old man picking up trash. Like all these are like amazing moments of life, of unscripted life, and I just think it's fine. Unless it's a big film, then it's not fine. But it's not a big film. It's a $0 film. And yeah, anyways, should be okay. He's probably gonna forget about it. And then I also talked to Min a little bit about applying for the Cinephile Pass in Cannes, and Min was like, yeah, I applied last year, I got in pretty easy. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply. I mean, I would like to ask more people about like tips and advice on applying to Cannes Cinephile accreditation, but at some point, none of these tips and advices are gonna save me. I just have to do it. So either tomorrow or 2 days later, I'm just gonna do it. And the earlier I do it, the better, so that I can know earlier if I get in or not. And if not, I'll apply for 3-day pass, and if not, then so be it. I'm not going. Bye-bye. I think that's it for today. 93 days left until graduation. I don't know. I'm just so tired. And Yifei texted me asking me to get on set this weekend to help out with Clowns, and I said yes, because I don't know. I felt a little FOMO, which I shouldn't. I should stay off film sets and, you know, just be chill. But I don't know. I'm getting a little FOMO. I do want to take a sneak peek at like a 480, but then unfortunately that actually coincides with Maisie's thing. It's so crazy how many film sets are coinciding with each other. And I also really want to help up with Maisie's thing, because that would be 53 times chiller. She put me as prop master too, which is like pointless title. I could be anyone. I could do anything. But yeah. And that's pretty much it. I think that's it. Yeah.